We have a robin's nest in the tree in front of our yard. He's just sitting there, or she, whichever, I don't know. Right here in the center of the screen. Look at all the loosestrife blooming. These are hardy lilies. And these are all day lilies. There'll be a lot of them when they start blooming. These are phlox, hardy garden phlox, tall garden phlox. I believe this is a tiger lily. It'll be blooming later on this year, along with this one here. I don't know what this is, but I pull up tons of them, and I'm going to wait. See, it looks like it's starting to bloom. Usually when you see tons of things, it's not something you want. Peonies are all done. It's well past Memorial Day, or Memory Day. This is Penstemon, and pollinators love Penstemon. I like to have more of it. This is a yellow twig dogwood that I have here, but I planted it here when there's no flowers growing here. But I think I'm going to dig it up along with those bush cherries up front. I guess at first I was making this a hedgerow, but I think I'm going to dig up the bushes. I've already dug up some of them. This looks like a sunflower. And the only way this sunflower could have got here is from the bird feeder over there. Here's a hardy lily blooming. These are globe allium. They're in the onion family. And they're all done blooming, and I'm assuming these are seeds in there. This is red hot poker. And these bloom stalks, just like they come up overnight. I was out here watching it every day, and it bloomed a couple days ago. Here's the leaves right here. They're like daylily leaves, but they're more rigid. And there's daylilies in there, and hardy geraniums. This looks like a tiger lily here. Here's some hardy geraniums. I started from seed. Not started from seed, I'm sorry, from bare root last year. This is a hibiscus. This is a delphinium. I started it from seed out back and dug it up and moved it out here. I don't think I got it planted really deep enough though. And those little, things around it, I threw some seed in here for some plants that were left over. And there's one right there. None here, but the soil is beautiful right there. I've been watering this soil every day, but this one has to be dry. The other ones are kind of damp. Look at these roses over here blooming away. And here's some just coming on, getting ready to bloom. There's a hardy lily blooming away down there. I'm thinking about taking this loosestrife and moving it to the back of the flower bed so it's not coming out over the sidewalk. Here's a daisy-like flower that I started from seed last year. And I set a flower pot here, and the flower pot drops seeds. And so here it is. I think it's a calendula. Look, they're all over in there, here. Here's another hibiscus. And here's a hardy lily. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And here's a hardy geranium I planted here last year, or this spring from bare root. It was last year from bare root. Look at these lilies getting ready to bloom. Here's hardy geraniums in there. Catnip. Here's an alpine strawberry. There's a smaller version of a strawberry. Has yellow blooms, whereas garden strawberries have white blooms. Another one of those alpine strawberries. The birds are supposed to like those. Here's something I started from seed. Maybe it's a sweet William. And I planted it up here. The soil looks pretty dry. I have to come out and water it today. More of those strawberries. Here's the leaves for those alpine strawberries. They look a lot like regular strawberry leaves. And here's some more of these yarrow, Y-A-R-R-O-W. I bought them as a potted plant a couple of years back. It's just taken them a long time to get to the bleeding part. This is coral bells. Here's the leaves right here. This is the leaves of columbine. Here's some more sweet William down in there. Started from seed. I started this from seed a couple years back, but now I don't even know what it is. Looks like it's getting ready to bloom. There's more of that yellow dogwood I planted here, but I'm going to dig it up this winter, I think. Here's more of that sweet William. I started it from seed out back and then planted it up here. These are tulips I let go to seed. Here's some hibiscus with really pretty red flowers on them. Here's more coral bells right here. This one's really big. It's been here for several years. Looks like it's just starting to bloom too. Look at that, right there. This Lenten rose is still blooming. One of the longest blooming plants I've ever seen. Look at this raspberry. It'll be black when it's ripe, because these are black raspberries. I like black raspberries because you can tell when they're ripe because they get black. Whereas red raspberries, you don't know when they're ripe. Well, the best way to tell when they're ripe is give them a gentle tug. If they come off easily, then they're ripe. But if they don't come off, see like that right there, it doesn't come off gently. But if it's black, you can also just look at it. I planted a bunch of flowers in here last year, and they're coming up very slow. They may need more water. This is one of them calendulas out front. And this looks like bee balm, monarda. I planted a bunch of seeds in here, but I think it's too early for them to be up. There's one of them calendulas right there. I got some strawberries out here. See, this is white. The blooms on alpine strawberries are yellow. That's how you can tell the difference. You don't have very many strawberry plants. Look at all the reddish just in here setting out. Here's the weed. Here's the weed. I think this is dill, but it looks like I planted a plant there. I bought a plant. It looks like someone's been eating all the leaves off of it. These morning glories are all over the place. And this is my backyard garden. Look at all these morning glories. And this is a mixture of flowers and vegetables we planted. These are chives I planted a few years back. These are some seeds we planted. And here's a sage maybe plant we planted. I don't know. Look at this cantaloupe coming up right there. Here's cucumbers. And we bought a tomato plant. And these are all flowers that I started from seed last year. I may at some point dig some of them up, put them out front. This is the poppy, but it's pink. The poppies I got out front are red. This looks like a sunflower in here. This looks like black-eyed Susans, maybe. I don't know. The same thing as those. I guess we'll know after they bloom, maybe. These are wild phlox. I've been wanting some of those for a long time. This is columbine. I dug it up a couple times, but it still keeps coming back every year. Here's some 4 o'clocks that come from seed. Right there. They volunteered from seed. These are California poppies. I don't think they're really in the poppy family, they just got called that. And I think this is centuriae or cornflowers, maybe, I don't know. This is weed right here. What's this here? So what's that? Okay, well, I hope that you like my garden, and if you can subscribe, that would be great to this channel, or like this video. We really appreciate that, and thanks a lot, and I will talk to you next time. Goodbye.